Hi everybody, I'm Mark with the Average Me channel. Today I'm heading to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and we're going to visit a statue. Now this isn't any ordinary statue. You know, if cats are said to have 9 lives, then this statue must be part feline because it keeps resurrecting again and again. Stick around. Hey everybody, today finds us in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. We're heading to Flatiron Park, where there's a statue of a cartoon character. You heard me right, a cartoon character. Let me give you a little background before we get there. Back in the 1910s and 20s, there was a cartoonist, and his name was Sidney Smith. Now, Smith had a very popular cartoon character. No one remembers it anymore today. But this cartoon character's name was Andy Gump. And in 1924, Andy Gump ran for president. I mean, he was just a cartoon character, so that was kind of the gag, that was the gimmick. He ran for president. And the Chicago Tribune was a syndicator of this cartoon strip. So what they did to honor this running for president was they presented Smith with the statue of his character, Andy Gump. And initially, the unveiling of the statue was on Smith's grounds, the grounds of his home called Trudahurst, and more than 1,000 people showed up for the unveiling. It was really, can you imagine that for a cartoon character? It was a very, very popular cartoon character. So we're going to go there now, and we're going to take a look at the statue of Andy Gump, and then I'll tell you about its exciting life and what has transpired since it was first brought to Lake Geneva way back in 1924. So here is the statue of Andy Gump. Now the statue didn't always reside here in the park. As I said, it originally was on Sidney Smith's property. Now, after his first wife died, Smith moved this statue to his new home called Robbinswood. And then in 1935, at the height of his career, he was tragically killed in a car accident. The new owner of his property, I guess they decided they didn't want a cartoon character living on their land, decided that they wanted to get rid of it, so they gave it back to the Tribune. And the Tribune, in turn, donated it to the city of Lake Geneva, and they built this pedestal. So there he stood with his foot on the globe, staring over Lake Geneva until 1952. And at that point, someone stole the plaque. And a mother found her kids playing with it in a deserted field. I guess they didn't really want the plaque so much as they wanted to vandalize something, but this was foreshadowing of things to come, because 15 years later, 1967, 3,000 teenagers descended on the city and a riot ensued. At that point, this statue took a direct hit by a park bench and he was destroyed. He was crushed and his arms fell off. It took 2 years of fundraising, but the citizens of Lake Geneva got a new statue made from the exact same materials. And by the way, those materials were plaster covered by bronze, which doesn't hold up really well in a Wisconsin winter. And in 1981, something else bad happened. Someone decapitated Andy. 3 years later, a local sculptor recreated the statue out of the same materials, plaster and bronze. Then in 1988, tragedy struck again. A local magazine wrote a story on Andy, and he was stolen. So who knows, there might be a statue sitting out here someplace. Or maybe it's in the bottom of Lake Geneva. Who knows? And several years after that, they recreated the statue once again, this time in fiberglass. So a lot of people don't realize it, but the statue we're looking at is a recreation. It's hollow, it's fiberglass, painted to look like bronze. I think that's a fascinating story for the life of a statue. If you want to come see it, it's in Flatiron Park in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Who knows what the future holds for Andy Gump. I'm Mark with the Average Meat Channel. Thanks for joining me.